From the moment you arrived on this earth, you were uniquely equipped to solve problems. Without a day of formal training in the scientific method, you embarked on a journey of observation, experimentation, and exploration. You were willing to test this wonderful new world through countless attempts and failures. Even when you failed, you remained curious. You remained courageous. You were ready to learn everything you could about the strange, complex, and even intimidating world that was all around you. In fact, at no point in your life were you ever more vulnerable, more overwhelmed, or even more afraid than those first few moments outside of your mother. Yet that marked for you an intense period of discovery, creativity, and growth. It revealed to you, and I think we often forget, that that journey marked something important. It revealed the amazing potential that God gave you, that was inside of you from the moment you were born. The perfect balance of the dreamer and the doer, of the creative and the analytical. It was literally inside you from the first moments you took breath on this earth. Now, if that creative potential was able to guide you through that dark time, is there anything that that light couldn't guide you through? Yet somehow along the way, through life's journeys, we start to encounter limitations and barriers, failures that make us question what we can and we can't do. We start to actually believe that we can't design the world that we always dreamed of. We may even start to lose hope. And unknowingly, at those moments, we erect a wall around that beautiful and God-given light. Now, fortunately, that light continues to shine deep within you, despite all the barriers that you and even society have erected. And all it takes is the right methodology and a fresh mindset to rediscover that light that is burning inside of you. Innovation, at its heart, is exactly that. It is asking you to rediscover, to reconnect with the child that is deep inside of you. And there is a methodology that can help you to rediscover that light. Its name, design thinking. It recognizes that creative potential. It's not the gift that God gave to a lucky, eclectic few. It is actually the gift that he gave to us all. And so what this methodology does is it says to you, come out of that comfort zone and come back into the playroom to re-engage a method that you know so well. It has 3 steps. Step 1, inspiration. Engage your natural curiosity and try to learn about the world you want to change. Pick up a child's favorite question. Why? 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 Use it to seek for patterns, find answers, find the root cause of a problem that you want to solve in this world. Now, if you ask why deeply, you're going to be bombarded with much information. But you have another gift that God gave you, a gift for visual and spatial reasoning that will help you sort through all of that knowledge and find the hidden insight that will guide your path forward. You take that insight into the next step, ideation. This engages a child's second favorite question, why not? You see, for a child, anything is possible. They suspend judgment. They believe they can do anything, and anything is possible, especially when we engage the imaginations of others. So in this phase, you radically collaborate, taking that insight and growing it into a possible solution that just might change the world. By the last step, implementation, you're ready to go out and try this idea, because you must remember that children don't stop with a crazy idea. They actually try it. And so you go out into the world staying fearless, staying curious, and the same way a child uses play and experimentation to try their ideas, you should do the same. Children aren't afraid to fail because they'll try again. They have no shame and they have no fear. And this part of the process reminds you to do the same, because by getting ideas out of your mind and off of a computer screen, you can get them into the world where others can experience them. And in that moment, you might just prove that your crazy idea, well, it could work. The methodology of design thinking is one part, but it needs to thrive in the right physical environment with the right kind of dreamers around it. And so what you'll find is those of us who play in the world of design thinking, we don't have boardrooms anymore. We have playrooms. We have spaces that are filled with vibrant colors, writable surfaces, and Post-it notes that are far and wide. When people come to visit me in the integration lab and the Keough School Global Affairs, they often joke, it looks like I've returned to preschool. I take that as a compliment, because that's exactly the kind of mindset we hope to foster as we begin to find the solutions to what are some of the world's gravest challenges. It's not easy to find Post-it notes in Haiti. You won't find fancy design studios. You won't find a sleek incubator churning out the next big idea. But what you will find there are some of the greatest creative minds in the world. Because these are people who remain connected to their God-given ingenuity by necessity. They do a lot every day with very little. They are the world's natural problem solvers. And on January 12th, 2010, they inherited the worst problem you could ever imagine. In that moment of darkness, one single earthquake killed 200,000 people and left more than 1 million more homeless. Now that environment sounds nothing like the world you were born into as a child, but it has remarkable similarities. That world was foreign. It was frightening. It was uncertain. And everything that the Haitians knew about the world had changed in an instant. They had to find new ways to survive. They literally had to find new ways to just walk again. And we decided to walk with them. We have walked with a community called Léogâne that was literally at the epicenter of that tragic event. And we stood with them at a time when they were at their most vulnerable, when they were at the most frightening point they'd ever imagined. And I will tell you that in that moment, slowly watched their light start to shine. It was in watching them that I realized that with all my education, all my capacity, and all my resources, I would not solve the problems of Haiti. No, Haitians would. Haitians should. And Haitians could. I still remember the day I realized that. We were on a busy street called Belval, and there was a man pushing a wooden cart, and the axle broke. And right there on the street, no resources, no one to help him, nothing. He suddenly started crafting a solution from what he could find. Within minutes, he had implemented it, got his cart moving, and back off on his way. I stopped for a moment and thought to myself, oh my goodness, look all around us. There's immense ingenuity and creativity in this place. It might be raw, it's undeveloped, it's certainly untapped, but it's immensely powerful. So we set out to harness it. We began to recruit individuals across this town. We didn't care about their education level, their social status, or their gender. We simply created public challenges, like this one, inviting people to craft a bench that could hold 2 people with very few materials. Seems like a simple thing, but it shows a lot. How creative are you? How fast can you solve a problem? What level of ingenuity do you naturally show even under pressure? By presenting these challenges neighborhood by neighborhood throughout this devastated community, we started to find the natural innovators, the people who would be the light to guide their communities forward. And we assembled them. Over 36 of such individuals we brought together into a special setting called an innovation incubator. Now here, we would introduce them to something new, in Creole called a process pour innovation, an innovation process that was engineered to take the phases of design thinking and turn them into a set of simple tools that anyone could engage regardless of their education level or experience. Each of the incubators we introduced in Léogâne lasted for 5 days. They were a mixture of training and much learning by doing. Now, in the first day, there was real reluctance. They arrived and sat very obediently, just taking notes at tables because they couldn't really grasp this radical way of thinking. It was nothing like anything they'd ever encountered in school. But it didn't take long for that to change. By day 2, our facilitators started to slip more and more into the background, and I watched my innovators pick up their first markers and their first Post-it notes and start getting to work. By day 3, the word was out on the street. Now people were sticking their heads in doors and windows and asking, how can we be a part of this mysterious training? By day 4, and unbeknownst to us, our participants were returning home at night and training friends and neighbors in the process. By day 5, each team had a functional prototype that was ready to present and use in support of the housing program that we were running after the earthquake. Each idea tremendously beneficial and usable tomorrow. On that night, these faces broke into song, songs of praise and thanks for a gift that we had given them, but a gift whose value we had not yet truly sensed. As we were walking home that night, one of our facilitators, the young man in the red shirt, Onel, said to me that his mother asked him, "Where are you learning so quickly this radical way of thinking?" And he said to her, something I'll never forget, "Mother, the solution was always inside of us, but no one ever bothered to show us." Indeed, the solution has been inside of all of us, as it was inside of them, but no one had ever shown them. I really enjoy stepping back and watching the sparks we ignited in Haiti steadily grow, and I'm proud to say that we don't have to hold the marker for them anymore. The innovation clubs of Leogon are now operating over 100 members strong, individuals trained in our process who now collaborate with one another across this community and with Notre Dame students and faculty to continue to solve problems that are plaguing them. And every day I watch them, I am reminded of the fact that we all possess the infinite potential to change the world, or at least our small part of it. We just get tricked for far too long into believing that we somehow cannot. All it takes are the right people and the right kind of process, and one important thing, a leap of faith, to rediscover the infinite creativity that served you so well as a child. Luckily, the story of Haiti does not end there, because it's alive and well here at Notre Dame, and that spark of innovation is just beginning. We are igniting similar flames across this campus with our innovators hard at work. You'll find them in basements and laboratories, in coffee shops and dorm rooms. Just look for those Post-it notes. Because they represent all of us, and we are the dreamers. We believe in the paradox of places like Haiti and so many other places like them. We know that they have problems that seem like tremendous challenges, but they are not unsolvable. We know that every problem of the world can be solved. It just can't be solved by the same kind of thinking that created the problem in the first place. No. The great problems of the world will be solved by the people who live closest to that problem, and those of us who are courageous enough to walk with them. They will be solved by asking why way too many times, and solved by asking why not even more. They will be solved by the child that's deep inside of all of us. You know, the solution has been inside of you, inside of all of us. And now it just took someone today to finally show you. Thank you.